Welcome with me and my cows again. This is Mindy. She's a bit aggressive towards the other cows. She's very affectionate though in her way. Sometimes she likes to spend quite a bit of time getting her dewlap scratched here. So what I want to talk about is cows and this idea that cow flatulence is a problem for the environment. The argument is that methane, which is by many scientific estimates being overrated in this conversion ratio they use compared to CO2, but whatever the merits of or involvement of methane in greenhouse gas emission, the issue becomes a little bit oversimplified when people say that cow flatulence is hurting the climate. Cows have been put into confinement operations for decades, and that's where a lot of the pollution attributed to agriculture is created. But that's also a grain-dependent industry. There are a lot of fossil fuels and other things involved in that. So it's really not fair to grass-fed, rotationally grazed cows like this to attribute that kind of pollution to them. But even to the extent if that were done, it's still ludicrous because, of course, cows have been taken out of their natural balance. That's how all of the plains were built, were bison doing exactly this. This is how you build soils. Mindy wants some more loving. But if you get rid of cows because of their gas, then what will you use to fertilize crops? The majority of the fertilizer used in our crops, especially since cows are all stuck in barns, is not manure but synthetic fertilizers, which urea, the number one probably used fertilizer for nitrogen, is made almost entirely from natural gas, which is methane. So why would you get rid of the animal who's turning this solar generated plant material into food, when not in a confinement situation, and get rid of that and lose the manure that is your natural fertilizer and has been for generations. Manure not only is a replacement for synthetic fertilizer instead of the other way around, it rebuilds soils, and synthetic fertilizers and and many other chemicals like glyphosate and atrazine and other chemicals are killing the microbial life in our soils. Manure rebuilds microbial life, helps the soil microbiome. So for all of these reasons and many more, why would you attack cows? And of course, how do cows rate environmentally compared, say, to solar panels, which end up in a landfill, but in their manufacture, most of them are made using coal in China and contribute all kinds of chemicals to the atmosphere. But we're going to hear about the methane from cow flatulence. Is that because certain powers want to patent and control all meat with synthetic alternatives to that too? So I don't think that we need to move farming further into the industrial direction, which is unsustainable and is depleting our soils and our underground waters to produce food that's not healthy for us or the soil or the animals. This is actually the symbiotic relationship that we need to restore and nurture as humans to bring back land and our own health, and with respect for the animals, not get rid of cows. So thank you for listening, and I hope you will just see the common sense when it comes to cows, and then look at the lack of common sense in some of the things that are being said about them and about renewable energy and about how bad agriculture is. Thanks for as always, for listening at Small Farm Republic here in Vermont with Mindy.